All right, people. Let's talk about some MLW fusion really quickly. Um, you know what? I've been watching MLW fusion for some years now, and right now, as I'm speaking to you, I have it up on my screen. This is from 2 weeks ago. I did watch Battle Riot 7. Now, the one thing about MLW fusion is pretty much most of their wrestlers you see them on other shows, and it's cool that wrestlers can move around and wrestle and make money in other places. You know, AEW allows it as well. You know, TNA wrestlers do the same thing. Now, Eric Bischoff is like the general manager or whatever it is now. Now, he came and cut a promo the other day, and I forget this guy's name that he was cutting the promo with. I know his face, but so, anyways, it's a promo where he's having him removed from the building. He's trying to get rid of the guy. Um, it was a very long segment, and I will say this about Eric Bischoff: as much shit as he talk about Tony Khan and anybody else that he wants to talk shit about, he should be in much better, segments and cutting much better promos. This was just like a long promo, and it's like he was just trying to think of what to say as he goes on, and the promo was just long and like, okay, we got the gist of everything like 10 minutes ago, man. Like it was just on, and it's like, okay, I see that the changes that happen in the company are inevitable changes going to happen, but these long-winded promos don't do any actual justice, and especially when it's to the point where there's no real actual emotion. It's no real, like, nothing feels genuine. It just feels like they're just doing things just to make the segment, and let's just see if it works. Like it doesn't feel like they're confident in what they're doing. They just put something together, because the type of things that they're doing, um, I want to see all of these companies succeed, man, and it just gives us more to watch. I've seen, Kevin Knight wrestle over here, man. Um, I'm interested to know, like, I watch. I'm not gonna turn the sound up because they'll, flag the video or whatever for copyrights or whatever. But just looking at the characters that they have, looking at where they are now from where they were uh, when I was watching them more, when they had Hammerstone and when Jacob Fatu was here and all that. Um, I see. I never feel like you have to resort back. You can, but it's always, to me, how can I make it better than it was before? And I'd rather it be better than it was, or just as good as it was at one point, than for it to get worse. That's for any company. But one of the things I notice about MLW is the wrestlers that they have. They just don't look like anything, man. They look just like just some guy that just comes out. Like they all look like jobbers. You understand? That's part of the biggest problem. Is when you look at a lot of these guys, it's like, fuck is this? Like, that's the question. Who, right? They don't look like much, and so it's like one of those things where they get a lot of people. Like, when you get a lot of international stars, that's all fine, but I noticed that I'm seeing matches where I'll watch one show, two, three, four, five, six different shows later, I don't even see those same guys. So it's like, are they a part of your roster, or like what's actually going on here? Wrestling has gotten to the point now where most people don't just watch a video and just enjoy the video. It's like, okay, I got to know what the story is, because wrestling has become a vital part. Like, the storyline has become a vital part of the shows, for the most part. Um, I like the fact that when I look at MLW, it doesn't remind me of AEW or WWE and vice versa. Like, all these companies that they're supposed to have a different feel to them. Um, but I will say, as far as like production quality, uh, I feel like production quality, man. I don't know if it's the lighting on TNA, but or if it's who's uploading things on TNA. Because I'll look even when it's on the TNA from the TNA site, the production quality. And I'm trying to see if it's the lighting, because if the lighting is on the ring, then it would have a better feel and look better, to the naked eye looking at it. Production quality wise, it looks better than TNA. The microphones they use sound better than TNA's microphones. Um, and I'm bringing this out because I forget the network that they're on, the channel that they're on, but they say that this channel is like in 38 million homes or something like that, and the one that TNA is on is in 35 million homes. Now, this show roughly gets around 60,000 viewers per show around that area. Eric Bishoff said, "You gotta admit, since I've been here, things have gotten better. People are talking." He said that we've become must see. Now, for him to say that, for it to be true, that means the viewership should be up more than 60,000 people per show. It should be up more than that. And in terms of TNA, they were getting like around 70,000, something like that. So they're not really far off of each other. But the thing is, in terms of wrestling itself, outside of AEW and WWE, nobody brings up MLW. Some people online, you have a handful of people, a few people might mention it in the comment section if somebody brings it up. I don't see people doing videos about MLW. I don't see people doing videos about TNA. I know this one channel does talk about TNA, and honestly, I don't know, TNA has gotten weird, man. I wish I could just view it and show you what I'm looking at right now, because what I'm telling you is this is my thing is a lot of these wrestlers just look like jobbers, man. They just don't look they look like, honestly, like a little kid that's creating a wrestler on a game. They're just putting just anything on them. That's, I think, the way they dress, everything, man. And they have a lot of older wrestlers that come in from Japan and Mexico, different places, and man, they're like pot bellies and shit, man, and they don't look like much of anything, and nobody stands out. And this one guy, I'm gonna try to get into MLW more so I can familiarize myself with everybody's names, because to do a breakdown of these shows and just to talk about the show, I want to see some good stuff, man. And the thing is, they might put on a great match, but people will just look at them before the match even starts and go, that's what people will do. It's screwed up because people really don't give something a chance. But I actually like MLW. Like, I've always been, like, since I've been watching them, I just haven't been able to watch them consistently. And now they're starting to, like, they will put like a whole, pay-per-view out for us to see and things of that nature, after, of course, after it actually has aired, and maybe a week later, a month or whatever, they'll put the actual pay-per-view up. But I mean, when I just watch these shows, man, I'm trying to understand who's who, because ever since Hammerstone and Jacob Fatu's been gone, it's like, Matt Riddle's the champion, but I don't really see a lot going on, man. Like, and these matches, like, what do they lead to? It's just a lot that's different. And even when Jacob Fatu and Hammerstone was there, one of the things that I noticed about them is that you kept seeing the same wrestlers every single week, to the point where it was it made me wonder how many people was on that roster. Like, why am I not seeing a nice variety of people? But what I'm saying, they went to a point to where I don't even know if these guys are just showing up on a match by match basis, or if they're actually contracted, like long-term contracts, because see all these different guys jumping around, and like, what do these matches lead to? That's my whole thing. Like I don't really know. I'm gonna start watching it more. try to get into it more to see like really so I can stay up to speed on what's actually happening because I mean, when I see these guys in here wrestling, man, like, we got two guys in masks right now. One guy looks like Bam Bam from the damn Flintstones, what the hell he has on. It's another masked guy. Got the Mil Mascaras look, but I mean, when matches don't lead to anything in professional wrestling, that's when it just becomes a bore because it's like, okay, it was a good match, but then what? What are you fighting for? What's the prize at the end? What are you trying to get closer to, right? And this is what I'm saying. That's how I feel when I'm watching this show. Similar to when I'm watching NWA, man. It's just like okay, what is this leading to, man? But yeah. Eric Bischoff is claiming that things are better since he's been there, and that they're must see now. Like I said, so that means there should be a boost in the ratings. Then 60,000 viewers a show. I know that like people don't understand this. It's like it's very hard to get 1 million people to watch a show. Okay, it's really hard, but 60,000 people per show, just about is very low, man. That is a very low number. And in terms of companies working together and making a better outcome, if you're not on a good network, if you're not on a really live network, let me try to get through this real quick because I'm not trying to watch the whole match while I'm talking. I don't plan on making this video as long as this match is. I'm just trying to go through. Yeah, as far as Eric Bischoff is like the things he's saying. This is one of the reasons why he's using AEW to get his name mentioned. The guy that he was beefing with is in the ring now. It's some black guy. I can't remember his name. Black dude, afro and shit. I don't remember a lot of these motherfuckers' names on MLW. To be honest with you, see so many damn different faces. But that's Kojima, Matt Riddle. Yeah, as much shit as Eric Bischoff talks, though, man, this is what I'm saying. These segments that he's in, like, Eric, you can't possibly be serious talking the shit you talk. And that's the thing. Tony Khan's not trying to be a part of the storylines, and every time you turn around, Tony Khan is somewhere up in the wrestlers' faces and trying to, those days of general manager shit, it's like, it's not that it's played out, but the way people are doing it is. Like, when you think about it, have you ever fucking watched SmackDown and see Nick Aldis come out and set up a match and talk shit? Have you ever watched for Adam Pearce? Like, this is what I'm saying. They're not doing anything interesting. They're not doing anything that will make you tune in because they just always coming up with the surprises or the good news, and they're putting things together in a way where it's just really interesting. They just talk. This suspend people, find people, or whatever it is they're gonna do. But that's about it. So Eric Bischoff is obviously employed by MLW. But there's nothing that he's doing nothing. Like, people don't understand when you take fucking 10 minutes to cut a promo, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour, whatever. What are you talking about to the audience that's going to keep them interested, captivated, and really looking forward to what comes next now? Man, it's more like they're just, all right, man, come on, hurry up, shut up, and just get to the next match. Like, that's pretty much what that is. And it's the same exact thing we done seen Vince do in the past. We done seen Eric do in the past. We done seen Stephanie do. We done seen Shane McMahon do, Triple H. We done seen, like all these different people just come out and set matches up. Okay, since you said you want to fight and be a fighting champion, well, you get your wish because tonight you're going to go up against such and such. It's just the same repetitive shit over and over. If you are a heel persona, you're supposed to show favoritism towards the bad guys, of course, and be unfair to the good guys. And it's not a good balance. It's not like something that we are really looking forward to seeing. And when I'm looking at this show and I'm listening to the things that Eric Bischoff say, it's really just like the familiar face that they're hoping that can, get them to another level. I mean, let's just be real, man. You know, when it comes down to like people that's familiar faces like the Arn Andersons, the Jake the Snake Roberts, the Mark Kennedys, right? All these different people that they had, even like in AEW. And I said to people, man, I said, if they had to sacrifice losing someone, should it be an actual valuable wrestler or one of these 70-year-old guys that pretty much has already done all they're going to do? They're just mentors and walking out as managers and can't even really physically get too much involved in the match, right? So what would make more sense? Wrestlers and managers in this day and time is not a must. Most of the time when you see a manager, it's simply because the wrestler that they are representing isn't really a good talker, so they'll be the mouthpiece for them. But you know what? I'm not. I want to see. I want to see these companies do better, man. Like it is what it is, man. I really just don't understand though when these companies. I don't understand the creative process. Like when people are writing the scripts for these shows or however they run their shows, like I just don't understand their creative process when you're writing shows that don't lead to anything other than just there's just matches, and then they'll have like one segment where like there'll be two wrestlers particular they're focused on more than anybody else, and it's like they put more work into that, but everybody else it's almost like they just wing it. That's what it feels like. Um, but I'll see. I got to start watching more. I want to see what kind of setups they have, what type of pay per views. I know about Battle Riot, how one show leads from one actual show lot whatever fusion to whatever their next pay per view is and how they run things. I'm trying to I need to watch to get into their format, and I will do so. And this chick, is this Robin Renegade? Yeah, that's Robin Renegade. Okay. But yeah, it's all a type of thing where what I'm seeing right now, I don't know how much Eric Bischoff, how much input that he has into anything, how much wisdom they take from it. I don't know. But if he can get that number up from 60,000, that would be a big help for this company. If this company could get a major TV deal, that would be a big help. Same with TNA, but with these streaming apps like Fight TV and stuff like that, for people that have it, that care about this, like I have so many apps that I'm using right now. This stuff isn't free for the most part, so I'm not gonna, subscribe to any streaming app just for one particular thing. So for this situation right here, looking at MLW, where them getting 60,000 views, I'm trying to remember the name of the channel that they're on, but and then being on different fight apps. I mean different streaming apps. It just to me is like it's like a, I'm not going to say a waste, but I put it like this: it's a bad situation when you are putting on great shows, but you're not on a popular platform, and then let's say if their popularity does pick up, there's a lot of things that people missed, and they don't even understand, like you know where what's going on unless they just reboot, start fresh, which is a loss as well because the audience that is viewing, they know what's going on. She did the Bianca Belair copy and hit her with her hair, with her braid. But yeah, I'm gonna check it out and see what's going on. Eric Bischoff, you need to make sure that you're on top of your shit because you talk a lot of shit, man. You talk a lot of shit and you talk like you got the answers for everything that someone does that you don't like. So you should be killing it, man. And I don't see anything special going on. I'm just looking at what's happening and it's like, okay, cool. Eric Bischoff is over at MLW. Well, see how things go with this dude. Running things. What's the guy's name that ran Lucha Underground? Last time I checked, he was there. And he was pretty much the one that was in charge. So I never really know what's going on, man, with this show. This is part of, and that's part of what I'm saying, man. That is part of what I'm saying. It's like he was there, so it's something that I missed because he actually fired Bischoff. I guess, it was part of the storyline, and Bischoff got his job back, obviously, and I haven't seen that guy. On top, always with the black suit on, little Spanish guy, and he was running Lucha Underground. They still love Lucha Underground too when it was on. In fact, that's where Ricochet was as Prince Puma, as well. I remember watching him there. We had the mask on and everything, but I want to see what's going on. So I'm gonna see what happened with that. One thing MLW isn't good at, that's telling in-ring stories. That might not be their focus, but the fact that they do it, I feel like it should be done more. But it's just not, it's more. It's like their fans don't react to their in-ring work, their in-ring promos is as much as they do anyway. Anything else that they do as far as the matches. So I just feel like their promos are they're either too long, or there's no real heat. There's nothing that's going on where the fans are on their feet. The fans are really in, like, instead of what they're saying, it's more like they're better when they do segments, like backstage segments and stuff like that. But these in-ring promos, man, it just, this company is just different, like the way their fans are. And that's why I say it's not about being like someone else. It's about being able to have a format that works for you guys. And you're scheduling, like I said, one event that leads to the next, that leads to the next. But as you're telling a story going forward, it all has to connect properly. And they have some experienced people that I see coming here and wrestle as well. Several Japanese stars as well, but I just want to see, like, where things go from one show to the next, and that it makes sense in terms of the story itself. So if you're going to do storytelling, just make the stories make sense, and it doesn't take you all day to get to your point. And I think too that with Eric Bischoff being there, this is, in fact, he said, I got to admit, guys, I mean, as much as I love WCW, he said, you got to admit, things have changed since I've been here. We become must see, right? So like I said, I don't know how much control he has, how much hands-on he has. I don't like watching 83 Weeks at all because, like I said, he just spending the whole show talking about AEW, just talking shit, and it just makes zero sense. So my thing with Eric Bischoff is all this shit you're talking, for people, if anybody that's subscribed to that 83 Weeks channel, if these fucking people watch MLW, that's the question they should be asking you. It's like, how the hell are you talking shit about AEW, man? And you motherfuckers are drawing 60,000 fucking views. Not 600, 700,000, 60,000. So your involvement has done what to elevate the company? See, this is the shit I'm saying. So I don't know, man. They need to humble themselves and just support wrestling, man. And if you want to speak about something that you feel like is not done right, understand. There's a difference with bad shows versus people having a different format and the way they set things up, and people are just not being used to it. Two different things. And like I said, people don't like different. They don't like change. So for that to be the case, yeah, you're going to get a lot of people just talking. But, like, what are you actually talking about? So can Eric Bischoff elevate this company? That's my question. Can he help elevate it? Because he can't do it by himself, of course. He needs, Robin Renegade, I've seen her here for a while. She's been here for a little bit, but again, they don't have anybody that actually stands out. They have these segments where Dolph Ziggler, and I forget the other guy's name, he's always with, they're sitting back in stage, getting stoned, getting high, just typical stuff, man. And I Matt Riddle, when he was here in the beginning, he was more serious. But he left, he came to WWE, and he comes back with the whole bro bullshit. So it's like, I don't know. Looking at who they have left, shit, I'm off today. So I'm going to get this workout in a little bit. And when I'm done, shit, I'm going to kick back, eat some good food. Probably just sit back and just watch some MLW. Well, I will be watching that fight later on, that boxing that's coming on later. But at the same time, yeah, man, I really just don't understand how as so-called wrestling fans, man, people are just so hateful and want to see companies fail. I don't want to see this shit fail. I'm just trying to understand what's going on. And that's one of the things about, like when Jacob Fatu was champion, we knew him and Hammerstone was beefing when MJF was here. Oh, that was, to me, that was the best time that I can remember watching MLW and really getting into this shows is when MJF was here, Hammerstone. I forget the other guy they were a trio. And I just remember those days. Like that's when I was having the most fun watching MLW. The difference with it now is this similar to like with NWA is hard to really follow. Like what's going on, man? Like what's actually going on? And then so you got to sit and watch one show to the next. But how they upload it, you might be watching the third episode instead of the second episode, or the fifth episode instead of the fourth episode. We'll see. We'll see. Robin Renegade won this match. She put a little weight on too. She's really skinny at one point. She looks more. She looks right. She looks a lot better like that with her weight up. See, and this is what I like, man, because Robin Renegade is a fucking character, man. As a matter of fact, no, fuck that. Fuck that. Let me pause. I'm going to give you guys a clip of Robin Renegade real quick. Okay, so let's just go. I just want to give you this quick clip. Hopefully they don't copyright my shit like a bunch of little bitches because of this. You see Robin Renegade down there? You see this chick she's fighting? I forget how to say her goddamn name until they say it. You see how Robin Renegade has a different look? You see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I like when these wrestlers just look different. Robin Renegade got thick, didn't she? I like when they have a different feel, man. Boom. Have a different look. That's what I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm saying, man. Everybody has this little prissy little, little conceited, just stuck up, Barbie doll, bougie. I hate that shit, man. It's really just a turnoff. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. We need characters, man. That's why I miss Abaddon, man. Somebody bring some color to the fucking division, man. Just keep seeing the same shit over and over, man. So yeah, get back to myself. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Like we have come to a society, man. Like some society has come to the point where there's no imagination, no creativity. It's just a whole lot of let's just do what everybody else is doing. And then when somebody does something different, people don't know how to respect it because it's not what they're used to. So, I forget this guy's name, man. He's different too. But yeah, man, it's like I do like MLW. When I watch an MLW show, I like the show. This is what I'm saying. But just keeping up with what's going on. This is the difference with where wrestling has become, where people don't have the right type of TV deals where you can really stay into what's happening. But this guy is the leader of the country unit, I think. Because I know you guys are gonna be like, who? This guy. That guy. That guy right there. All right, that's all I can give y'all because they'll be copyrighting my shit. Anyway, I just wanted to get this video out. This is probably gonna be the last video I do for the day, which I think I've uploaded 4. This is gonna be number 4. So anyway, I got some things to do, and if I get a chance, he just choked the shit out of Matt Riddle. If I get a chance to upload something else later, I will. But like I said, there's some fights coming on tonight, and that's probably what I'm going to be watching. Austin Aries is one of the commentators on here. But that's all I got for you guys right now. Let's see what Eric Bischoff can do with MLW Fusion. Or should I say, what he can help do. And if you're going to say you're must-see TV right now, you're must-see, then that means, and notice he didn't say must-see TV because he knows the network they're on is not that big. So that's what I'm saying. To say we're must-see, then get those fucking numbers up. That's all I got for y'all right now. Catch you on the next video.